Keeping a perfectly clean house is never the goal because it's just so unrealistic, but there are several daily habits that you can do that definitely help you feel like you are able to keep on top of the tidying and have a generally clean home throughout the week. I love the idea of wiping down your counters after you do the dishes. I feel like we've got the dishes generally under control and we kind of have our habit of doing them. But if you just take that one extra step to use this as your cue to wipe down all the surfaces just in your kitchen, it can really make a big difference. At least for me, if I batch my chores together, it just makes it a little bit easier to remember to do them and it just becomes part of my daily rhythm. So I love the idea of wiping down your counters every single time you do the dishes. Speaking of batching chores together, after you get out of the shower, your mirrors should all be steamy, kind of wet. This is an amazing time to just grab a towel and wipe these mirrors down. Again, batching, I guess showering is not really a chore, although it can feel like it sometimes. Batching things together. Again, this concept really helps you include it easily in your daily routine. About 2 to 3 days a week after I'm done doing my makeup, so my makeup is my cue, I like to just wipe down the surfaces in my bathroom, including the sink. I've made this really simple for myself and I just use disinfectant wipes to wipe everything down. If you've been here for any amount of time, you know we've been trying to get a handle on the socks in our home. Okay, I think we finally maybe came up with a solution that's going to work. We're just buying the same socks for everybody in the family, minus my 4-year-old daughter. She's gonna have obviously her own, but my boys got old enough to the point where we can all share the same sock. This is called desperate measures and we have totally reached that point. So simplify your socks. I have shared with you the many different systems we have tried over the years, none of them really sticking or working. Although a lot of the systems have made it better, nothing's really solved the issue. So we're gonna try as a family sock. So I'll let you know how this goes. Nothing slows me down more than having a sock issue. This leads me into my next habit, which is having a daily hamper helper, which is the person who's in charge of gathering up the clothes in all the hampers, in all the rooms, and gathering up all the socks. But just do this every single day so that you don't get behind on your laundry. So assign a hamper helper and have all the socks maybe uniform. I get the feeling this is gonna work. I love putting hooks on the backs of doors. I have hooks on the bathroom doors, on the back of the doors. I have hooks in my daughter's bedroom. I love utilizing door and cabinet or inside the cupboard spaces. I think it's a really sneaky way to make cleaning or organizing more simple and just to utilize that space in your home. So I love having these hooks on the back of our bathroom door. This is like such an old trick, but having the hanger there is just a visual cue not to put your dirty towels on the floor. And remember, clutter attracts clutter. Every single week before I grocery shop, I like to use this as an opportunity to go through my pantry and my fridge. I will also wipe down the front of my fridge. So again, going back to kind of batching jobs, if I need to go do a grocery pickup or do some shopping, that's my cue. Go through the pantry, go through the fridge, clear out anything old, and then use this as a chance to wipe down the fridge as well. This is also a good time. I love cleaning out the microwave every single week. I have noticed that there are some really bad smells that come out of the microwave if you don't keep it clean. All you need is a bowl of water and a tablespoon of vinegar, and you put it in the microwave for like a minute or two, get the steam going, and then you just wipe it out. It's one of those jobs that seems a lot worse than it actually is. You dread it and put it off, and then you get in there and do it and you're like, that was not a big deal. That was so easy. So try and also clean out your microwave once a week. And again, because groceries happen in our house at least once a week, that's a good time to do the microwave. It's just once a week on grocery day. All right, let's talk about decluttering, one of my favorite topics on this channel, because nothing in my experience will make cleaning easier than getting inventory out of your house. So I'm calling this the weekly weed out. You can do a 21 item fill a bag challenge. You can do so many different things, but just think about the house as a garden. And if you've got little weeds popping up, it's going to kind of taint everything and make everything look worse. So think about weeds popping up in random places. That's kind of where I find the most clutter in my house at this point, is in really random spots. But I have noticed that there are several areas of the home where clutter tends to pop up more than in other places. Kitchen counters is one. The kitchen is such a hub. It's such a hot spot, and therefore the kitchen counters inevitably become real clutter catchers. So check out once a week these specific clutter hotspots. So you're gonna do your kitchen counters, your utility drawer or your junk drawer, just looking for trash and items that are so random you haven't used them in forever. Under the bed, for whatever reason, this is another clutter hotspot. The entryway also, because again, it's just that high traffic area, and I feel like things just get set down there and a lot of random things accumulate in the entryway. Nightstands. This is another one for me that is a major clutter hotspot. Also coffee tables and any other surface areas. I have noticed that usually things without a home land in one of these areas. These are the little clutter hotspots that things without a home get put because you're not sure where they go, and these are really easy and convenient places just to set something down while you kind of think it through and decide where the permanent home is. The problem with this is really things can start to accumulate, and if you get in the habit of not giving yourself that accountability of finding homes for everything in your house, it is going to be a lot harder to keep it clean every day, every week, and it's going to feel a little bit more out of control. And this is what we're trying to avoid. So notice these specific clutter hotspots or clutter hubs, and just remember, this is where the weeds grow the heaviest in your home. So try and actually declutter the most from these areas. In the early years of my marriage, I actually worked in a restaurant, and they would always say when you went back into the kitchen, full hands out. They would always call it full hands out to anybody walking out of that kitchen, meaning take some refills for the salt and pepper, take some clean dishes out, take some napkins, take whatever it is out to the floor. Full hands out. So I love to think about this in terms of my home when relocating items. If you're in a room, if you're downstairs and you're about to run upstairs, full hands out. So you're going to get any item that needs to be relocated to upstairs and take it there now. So anytime you leave a room, glance quickly, it takes 1 second, and see if there's anything in that space that can just be relocated in 5 seconds. This is another one that I think seems a little bit more difficult than it is, especially if we're not in the habit, but full hands out is a really nice way to keep your house tidy throughout the day and throughout the week. I have noticed a huge difference in the cleanliness of my home when I do a nightly reset, but taking it a step further and making it easier to remember and more specific, I like to do the 5-5-5 reset. So for your first 5 minutes, now this is meant to be about a 15-minute nightly reset, but that I think is the absolute max. I think generally it's gonna take a lot less than 15 minutes to do this. Start the dishwasher. Maybe you have a couple things to hand wash. Trust me, your tomorrow self will thank you if you don't leave the dishes overnight. So spend 5 minutes just getting all the dishes taken care of. And if you've been loading throughout the day, this should be super, super quick. Now you're gonna spend 5 minutes either relocating items or find 5 items to relocate. Again, as I'm closing things up downstairs and I'm heading upstairs, I'm just thinking full hands out. And at this point, I'm just looking for 5 items. It can be really easy if your house is a little bit more cluttered and has a lot more stuff in it. Spend 5 minutes. You can actually relocate quite a few things in just a short amount of time. Finally, spend the last 5 minutes prepping for tomorrow. This could be making lunches, setting out clothes for the next day, just looking over tomorrow's calendar and seeing what you need to get done, what appointments you have, what anything is on your calendar, your schedule, and just get it in your head so you're mentally prepared for tomorrow. Maybe you're gonna load the laundry and then set a timer to go off at 7 a.m. and start your laundry for you. This just just takes a second. Maybe you're just gonna spend 5 minutes prepping breakfast. Anything that you can do for 5 minutes that gives you an advantage tomorrow is going to massively benefit you, and again, just help you feel like you're on top of your home and your day. I have a video here on the screen if you'd like to check it out. I'll meet you over there.